Yeehaw, ride 'em, cowboy. My name is Sean. I'm a cowfolk from outer space. I wanted to tell you guys about that one time I done wrestled me in Martian. So grab your canteen and sit here by the gastrointestinal... Not the gastrointestinal, but the, what do you call it? Space fuel fire. And we'll, have ourselves a recantin', you know? So, there I was, moving my space cattle, when all of a sudden, dagnabbit, there seems to be a Martian on the loose. And you know how them Martians get little bit wily around them cattle folk. They think they're like food. That's not food for you, Martian. That's food for me. So I grabbed out my space 6 and I pointed it right at the Martian and I said, "Mr. Martian, prepare to meet your maker." And he looked at me and he went, "Beat-a-bop, beat-a-bop." I went, "Mr. Martian, if you speak about that one more time, I'm gonna have to put you 6 feet under the dark side of the moon." And he looked at me and went, and I went, "Mr. Martian, I don't like your tone there, folk. Hands to the sky or I put you in the ground." And he looked at me and went, I was like, "You sound like the Scat Man." And he looked at me with his anger in his eyes and he went, "Bebop, bebop, bop, bop." I went, "Mr. Martian, prepare to die." And I went, I fired off all 6 shots right into the chest of that damn Martian. But guess what? He used his cloning device? He used his cloning device, and he multiplied into multiple versions of himself. So I didn't know what to do. So I had to reload my 6-shooter. I did a nice roll action. I filled up the gun. And all of a sudden, 1 shot to each of them bastards' heads. 6 of them Martian flappers were instantly down to the ground with a beep-pop right to the death. All of a sudden, 17 of them tried to jump on me, and I realized, oh no, my cattle are going to start getting away if I'm not careful. So I pull out my 6-shooter 2, so I've got 12 shots. I roll them, they spin together, and all of a sudden they start spinning super fast. They start spinning real fast. The barrels are real spinning fast. They're spinning real fast, and I've got the guns, and I'm ready to start blasting. So I've got Martians on both sides, and I just start going, so the Martians start falling, one after the other. I've killed 12 instantly. There are 12 dead Martians at my feet. The rest are trying to grab at my ankles and use their nice knives. They've got really pointy knives. You know how the Martian knives are curved and they got that blue like light. He tried to slice the back of my ankle. And so I grabbed my boot, which has one of them spurs on it for my space horse. And I stabbed it right into his head. He's dead. That's that little bastard dead. So I'm like running around. I got myself my 6-shooter. I'm just spinning them. The Martians start falling more than they can multiply. I know that the big Martian, the one in the background, the one that's just been spawning clones without me noticing, he's the real one. So I spin my gun and I go reach for the die. And I fire it right into his skull. And then I realize I'm out of bullets. And I'm like, no, the Martian's gonna get away. And the rest of his Martian brethren, which are just multiplications of himself at this point, start to run at me. And I'm like, wow, this is not good for me. What am I gonna do? Dog and nabbit. I'm gonna have to start me a revolution. So I grab me my spinning lasso and I start spinning it real fast. Gets real fast. And it gets so fast it slices them in half. The Martians are falling in halves, right at my feet. I've got Martian goo all over me. I look like I was just at a pancake raffle. So I start spinning it faster, and I throw it, and I catch him by the neck, and I pull, and it rips off his head. And that's how I knew I'd be the best damn space cowboy you could ever know. I wrangled up me cattle, and we went and sold them cattle to make space burgers, and I've never had a happier day in my god darn life. Good night.